Alright, welcome back to Strat 2, guilty guys and gals. We are on the beach. This is something I didn't even think about the first time, but we couldn't go back to the beach. Like, we left this island. I don't know. It just didn't hit me the first time, I guess.
Did we lose the last class trial?
Yes.
I'm still not convinced. Was Mikado really the culprit? Our reasoning was perfect.
No. If you think about what Mikado said before, it all matches up. We knew the culprit of the 4 other trials because we had an easy way of judging who the culprit was. But in the last case, we had no idea who placed the poison. Clearly that was our downfall.
But...
It was a complete defeat. Our usual process of doing things was rendered useless. However, somehow we lived. It's already over now anyway, so let's focus on the present.
You're right. I'm sorry, Sora.
Alright.
Are you ready? Right, well let's move right away.
Wait a minute, Monocro. Just where is the singularity? But wait, before that, do we even need to go to it? Mikado's plan, and the reason why we got caught up in this killing game. If you already know, just tell us here.
She's right! Don't be so suspicious! If you have any information for us, tell us right away.
Oh?
I thought you already knew about Mikado's plan.
Huh?
Nikkei said everything a few days ago, remember? Besides, the reset codes were solved, so I think you already came to a conclusion.
Yuki?
Utsuro, he's trying to meet them.
Meet them? Hold on. Is it like middle mouse? Is that what calls it? Nope, that didn't do it. See? I have to play on the keyboard now, so I actually don't know what would call up a chat log. Anyway, combine them, probably.
Well, his goal is to put Utsuro's personality over top of Yuki's, therefore aiming for the resurrection of divine luck. Isn't that what you've already concluded in Higa City?
That's...
Wait a minute! Only me, Sora, and Yuki were there, so how do you know about that? That's because I'm the overseer of this world. Currently, this virtual world is erroneous, due to external intervention.
Oh, like error. Got it. I'm like, what is that word? I'm pretty sure I've heard it said before, but I've never seen it spelled out, you know?
You can tell what happened from the strange environment that surrounds you, correct? When that happened, our security was destroyed, and without my admin privileges, I know little information of what has happened since. So just tell us what information you do know. Well, what a temper from Miss Kabuya here. Always so impatient. I have judged that seeing it for yourself would be faster than my explanation. It's only a waste of time talking here.
I see.
I know for a fact that it is not me or Mikado causing this intervention. It would be impossible to move such a place for us. Follow me. The coordinates on the map are all lined up, so it should be just up ahead. I don't think you listened to a single word I said.
It can't be helped. We should just do what Monocro says for now. At the end of the day, it's only a matter of time before Mikado realizes something is wrong. And he comes to execute us again.
That's a wise judgment. Now follow me.
Would he really be able to do that, though? Isn't there, like a, you know... what is it called? Double... I can't remember. It's a very, like, generic word for, like, risk. But I learned it from Ace Attorney.
Due to the unnatural linking of these locations, you may feel somewhat dizzy upon movement. Please keep that in mind and have safe travel.
Okay. Oh yeah, all the loading zones are messed up. I don't know where this is, though. Is this the bathroom?
We have arrived. The first singularity. Oh, my head is spinning. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Huh? What is this? What's going on? As I said, this world is full of errors. It seems these objects have been misplaced.
It's not just that. When I woke up, we were on a beach, and now we're somehow inside a building. Is this maybe the first island?
Correct. The bell tower. This is where the first murder took place.
Oh, I see. So we're gonna go from murder scene to murder scene. Gotcha.
In the virtual world, murders are of great significance. From this error, I should be able to do various manipulations here. This way.
Oh, it's like a flying sound effect. Did he always have that? It's pretty good. I actually like it quite a bit.
You go first.
You have to, like, crawl over these weird pool tables. There's just, like, a barrier of spinning office chairs. Huh? Half a plant. Oh, look, it's Yuri.
What's inside this machine? Wait, there's somebody inside.
He seems familiar somehow. Yuri? This person, it's Yuri Kagarin, right? A suspicious capsule-type machine reminiscent of a tube. I think it kind of looks like, just from the top, it kind of looks like a coffin. Or a USB stick. Either way. Maybe it's supposed to look like both. Lay the sleeping body of Yuri, who was an adult like we'd seen in the video.
You're all aware that the one who died in this tower was Yuri, right? What? Why is Yuri... wait, more importantly, what is this machine? This machine is a device that connects the real and virtual worlds. In other words, this is the connector to the virtual world program we're currently residing in. In the real world, just like Yuki, you two...
I think that's supposed to be Yuri.
In the real world, just like Yuri, you two are in a capsule like him, asleep.
I do remember in, like, the first episodes of this series, I was like, really? Yuki and Yuri? Like, this... one letter difference? Oh, no. So Yuri returned to his real body.
Wait a minute, he fell from the top of the tower, but he's got no cuts and no wounds. Is Yuri alive? No, Yuri is very much dead. What's in this device is just an empty body.
Oh. Wow, I don't really care about Yuri, but for the ramifications of that.
Because the virtual world connects directly to the brain, a death in here is also a death in the real world. There are no exceptions.
Yeah, it is. It kind of tapers down at the bottom like a coffin. So everyone who died is still dead. After we saw the real nature of Nikkei, it's just as we thought. He was lying. But hearing Monocro say it just like that, they're all gone.
You're kidding me! I'm actually dead? No, dude! Oh, shit. I thought I was gonna come back for the final trial. Oh man, now Ray's gonna have to deal with Kinjo all on her own. He's gonna do something weird. You know it.
It's gonna be funny going back from this game to the first one and having this totally different view on Teruya. Also, Teruya is much younger in the first game, right? Because eventually I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna use the same voice, and it's gonna sound even weirder coming out of him.
Yeah, it's me, Teruya.
Maybe I'll try doing it a little more radical, you know? Anyway. Oh, man. So, why is Yuri still here? And why is that capsule here with him?
I already told you.
Told us?
This place is entirely virtual. Your body is exactly the same. It is simply a game avatar, so to speak. And with administer privileges, you can change the look of an avatar.
So, in other words, someone arbitrarily manipulated the body of our dead Yuri. Does that mean...
It wasn't a person who intervened. It was due to the reset codes. When a reset code is activated, your avatar returns to the state of your original body. If you don't believe me, let me show you. What? I'm back to looking like... and I'm back to normal. Originally, such powers would be impossible. But in this state, it's possible to manipulate it. Oh, we're just talking nonsense. Let's get back to the important part, about Yuri's reality. To be precise, someone called the connection device in reality.
Oh, no. It's not somebody who's called that. Someone called it as in, like, calling a program.
To be precise, somebody called the connection device in reality. That was the reason.
That's a bit awkward wording, but whatever, he's a machine. Maybe he doesn't understand syntax.
The connection...
That's Sora. The connection device? Is there something like that in the capsule machine? That makes it sound like a gacha game, too. The capsule machine! Pull it down, you'll get a corpse.
Well, as far as I'm aware, this device will show information.
Oh, there he is. He looks weird. Whatever.
Ah, here we are.
This is... his profile?
That's all we know of Yuri Gagarin. Please take a read.
Name Yuri Gagarin, Japanese and Russian descent. We did know that from the the women's fantasy or whatever, where he spoke in Russian for one thing. I just thought because he was an astronaut, he had to learn a whole bunch of languages. But you never know. Mid-20s. Really? Okay. I guess he does kind of have, like, baby face going on, so... I don't know. From a young age, he inherited the Gagarin Corporation. He hated men very much, but was able to see the varied abilities of humans. He became an outstanding businessman and developed the Gagarin Corporation to new heights. Using an independently developed AI named Yuri for space explorations. He successfully contributed greatly to the space industry, and became one of the symbols of the next generation hope. Influenced by a girl from his past, he was determined to devote himself to helping women's welfare. Interesting.
Looks like a lot of great achievements, but still nothing special. Still the same old Yuri.
Not only Yuri's body was big, he himself was. You mean like his achievements? So what does this have to do with our situation?
Miss Sora, do you not remember?
Yeah, remember what?
Well, I'm aware you've recovered your memories as Akane Taira. Am I wrong? Yuri Gagarin met Akane Taira as a child.
Oh. I don't know Akane Taira's, like, timeline. So, you know, again, play the first game eventually. I'll figure all that out. But I thought she was, like, Utsuro's childhood friend or whatever that became his, like, servant as time went on. Apparently that was wrong. Probably just missed that at some point.
What? So, Sora... Yuri, who originally rejected men to worship women... Well, the reason he became so obsessed with women was because Yuri hired Akane Taira as a worker for him.
Oh, so she was a maid before she met him. I thought that was just her cover, so that it wouldn't seem weird that she was around him all the time. I don't know.
Then, does that mean... Sora, do you remember meeting him as Akane Taira?
No.
I'm not too sure. I can't remember for certain. Well, I don't really remember everyone I met when I was a maid. Right. Well, whether Miss Sora remembers Yuri or not doesn't really matter. What's important is Yuri had knowledge of Akane Taira.
Wow. Okay, wait. So that was probably before she met Utsuro, right? So her life was just really bad. And Yuri saw that and was like, I must help people like that. And then for her, it was just another day job. You know, it's kind of crazy how that happens. But very realistic.
Why is that important? Why does that matter? Because it's the very reason they were caught in the killing game. All of you, Utsuro, the very purpose for Mikado. He brought you all here because you were all related to his classmates during Utsuro's time at Hope's Peak Academy.
How?
What? Even me? Minako Tomori. Does that name sound familiar? Minako? Wait, how do you know her?
Did she go to the Hope's Peak? But why was she working? I don't know. Then again, Akane from, like, the actual canon was still poor, but she attended Hope's Peak. It's not like they paid her way, I don't think. So, you know.
Minako Tomori's only daughter, Kazuna Tomori, is the ultimate cheerleader of the 79th class.
Oh. But wait, why didn't they get Minako then? Is Minako dead? Also, how old does that make Yoruko? Jeez.
She was one of Utsuro's classmates. Huh? No way. What? Minako's a married woman? Ah, is it really a surprise?
Oh, but they weren't the same age when they met either. But I don't know how many years were between them. Was she still in school? I don't remember. I'm sure there's a canon explanation at some point, but I don't know. She doesn't look that old, right? She doesn't look like she's in her 30s or something. Which, even if you had, like, the child in your 20s, let's say, if she was attending high school, she's probably, like, 16. That's the average age for these anime type things. That would be 60. That should be 36, right? That makes Yoruko, like, at least late 20s.
But she really has a husband and a daughter?
Why? Did you two have a thing going on?
No. No. Minako was the madam at the bar I used to work at in high school.
Oh, so maybe she went there during high school, but just stayed working there. I don't know why I'm trying to deduce this. There's not enough information.
Even though I was a minor, she looked after me so I could work with her. To think she was a married woman. But this isn't about her. This is about Minako's daughter who went to Hope's Peak, right? Yes, to be more precise, the Hope's Peak Academy 79th class.
I wonder.
Allow me to say this one more time. The reason you became a target of Mikado was because you were more or less related to the 79th class of students. In the case of Miss Sora, Akane Taira was part of the 79th class herself. So that's self-explanatory. Wait a minute. Madame's daughter and Sora were classmates? Minako's age at that time, and then her daughter was in high school.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
That means...
Grandma Kabuya?
What? No. I was trying to calculate your age. Well, age doesn't matter, so please just stop calling me that. Is that touching moment over? Can I continue? All of you, except the members of Void, were related to the 79th class in some way. Well, no. Technically, the Void sought help from the 79th class member, Utsuro. Since they're technically related, it means all of you are related to the 79th class. Come to think of it, Teruya was part of the 79th class of Hope's Peak as well. Then, was Teruya also a classmate of Utsuro's? Correct. In Mikado's plan, everyone was supposed to have a slight relation to the 79th class.
Right, so how old is Teruya? Because time has passed since then, too. That's very complicated.
But there were some who were in the 79th class themselves. That includes Akane Taira. That's you, Sora.
Yes, I know.
And that's the reason we're in this terrible situation? Because we had a connection to the 79th class? Mine seems very periphery.
So, why did Mikado collect everyone connected to the 79th class?
In order for Yuki to become Utsuro, you need to create a similar environment to the previous game. Mikado called it a reproduction.
A reproduction? Oh boy, I have to do all their voices. Good thing Void Theater is a thing, because, you know.
Had no choice. It was to create a conflict of men versus women for this exact reproduction. Killing Yuri was the only way to do that. Him dying as a fact alone would be enough. As expected, it stood up theories of a woman being the culprit.
I guess you could, like, very broadly say the first one was about a conflict between men versus women. But wasn't there like a nameplate change in the first game and it was actually supposed to be a dude who died? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment.
It shouldn't be a surprise, considering the flawlessness of your reenactment of this case. Quite unlike a certain incapable person.
I'm sorry, okay?
There wasn't a suicide in Case 5 either. Or was that Case 4 of the original game? No, Case 4 was the duel. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if I actually said that in a video, but someone told me who Kokoro's daughter was, and it just makes me even more sad. That poor girl. She doesn't need any more. I can't believe she didn't get to survive. That's so rude. Poor Makako. The reproduction of the case. It's been the order of the killing game we've been through so far. The Voids have previously mentioned it after the trials.
Miss Tyra, part of the 79th class. Miss Sora, if you really are her, you should remember it. Remember how this killing game is similar to the killing game of the 79th class.
That's right. Julia said that the 79th class went through a killing game as well.
About Utsuro, you must have heard about him from Sora on the last island. Do you remember? Yuki is biologically identical to Utsuro, but mentally they are very different people. Empty text box. So, Mikado wanted to replace Yuki's personality with Utsuro's, and as such, he chose a virtual world so he could connect directly to the brain. In conclusion, Utsuro was in the 79th class, and the two killing games were very similar. In the virtual world, Yuki suffered the same turning. This is Mikado's plan. The trials that Nikkei talked about are the reenactment process.
I was expecting this to some extent, but after hearing it myself, it truly was terrible.
Speaking of hearing, this music is actually really atmospheric for this point in the game. Like, I know it doesn't really beat out, like, Ikaroshia or something, but, it's pretty good. I guess we're not even really investigating yet, even though it technically says this is Deadly Life. I don't know.
Now that my memory as Akane Taira has returned, I remember clearly what I did, and the terrible hell of the killing game. My memories when I opened my eyes on Utsuroshima were ambiguous. It felt like a dark past, but now I remember everything clearly.
Also, the other thing I was going to say is most of the music from this game is, if not all of it, is pulled from some other game. So if anybody out there knows which game this is from, I'd be interested to hear. One's from like I think the Void theme is from like a Digimon game or something like that. Maybe it was like Bakugan. It was one of those, you know, like the fad type. Digimon isn't really a fad, but you know, like Bakugan and Beyblade and that kind of. It was one of those games, which I think is just funny because you know you can really get away with putting that, and barely anybody would even know it.
During that time, he and I did something terrible. It's a terrible time that I don't ever want to repeat again. And Mikado Sonoji did repeat it again. To Yuki, who did nothing wrong, he was dragged into this selfish purpose again. And not just Yuki. Everyone was dragged into this because of the 79th class.
Man, it's kind of my fault.
It's not your fault, Teruya.
But kinda, right?
Wait a minute. After the war and the tragedy, humanity's scientific advancements were rapid, and technology has improved day by day. But with the technology of the Toa Group, I know artificial intelligence and other things of the sort have begun to appear. But no matter how much I think about it, covering a personality with someone else's, it's... No matter how similar the environment and the conditions are, is it really possible? It's basically brainwashing.
If it is possible or not, this theory has already been proven by someone else. They even managed to implement it into practice before.
What?
Junko Enoshima. Have you ever heard of her?
Here we go.
Okay, but wait.
If they're using the same machine, assumedly, from that line, then we should be able to wake up totally fine, right? Right? Tree is alive. I don't care.
Junko Enoshima. She's the cause of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Junko Enoshima. Which, by the way, I'm doing the anime review right now, but... So we'll talk about how I feel about that when we get to it in, like, depth, but kind of hate that turn in the anime where everyone's alive. I feel like it should have been, like, some people made it. Yay.
She corrupted Utsuro, and as a result, most of the 79th class died. She's the root of this world's chaos.
Well, she died a long time ago, after popping up a few too many times, if I don't say so myself. So you don't need to worry too much about her. In the past, Junko Enoshima created a virtual world called the New World Program. It was used to override someone's personality with her own. AKA the plan to turn everybody into herself. Of course, with the work of many others. Her plan ultimately failed, and Junko Enoshima is completely dead.
That doesn't make any sense. The Mikado used that plan as a motivation for his own? Did he actually implement the plan? And what does the symbol on the capsule device mean?
This is the connection device for the New World.
It's supposed to be Neo.
For the Neo World program. It's a stolen version that was plugged in with a thermal plate.
He stole it? Where did Mikado get such manpower?
Unfortunately, I don't know that. I'm only supposed to direct the killing game, the Mono mascot taking the place of Monokuma. Even Mikado didn't give me the full details.
Oh, so he's kind of like Monami. He's like Monami and Monokuma mixed into one, right? Assumedly he got converted into it from what he just said, but hey.
So we were forced into the killing game that Utsuro went through? Because the 79th class is already dead. And we were used as alternatives? Or substitutes, in other words?
Yes, Yuri here, Yoruko, as well as everyone else, were in the same situation.
Huh. What's with that serious face, Sora? No, that can't be it. There's gotta be something more. Yoruko and everyone else were kidnapped by Mikado. What? There's more?
Still sharp as always, Miss Sora. Correct. In addition to the people related to the 79th class condition, there were some other criteria they had to reach.
And they were?
You have to be a Hope's Peak Academy student, for one.
Huh?
It is an essential and irreplaceable condition that Mikado learned using trial and error. In addition to this, in the 79th killing game... 79th class's killing game, there have only been like 5. There have been several others. There was even a killing game that took place within the Hope's Peak Academy's officials.
You mean like the Future Foundation one that sucked?
I'm not sure why, but Utsuro's personality was covered up. But the ultimate talent was absolutely necessary.
Wait, what are you talking about? I've never been to Hope's Peak Academy.
That is correct. It wasn't a student or Yuri.
Oh.
You weren't a student, nor was Yuri at Hope's Peak Academy. Then here is the problem. When you started the killing school trip, why did your memory go back to when you were in high school?
Huh?
You all should know since your memories have returned, but... You see, Hope's Peak Academy was already closed several years ago. So the ultimate students that were considered the symbols of hope in this world could no longer be found. That's why Mikado decided to kidnap all the people who were considered the symbols of hope. Read Yuri's profile more carefully.
Yeah, I know. It said symbols of the next generation of hope.
Symbol of hope for the next generation?
After the tragedy, major restoration efforts had to begin. Among them, there were people who had great contributions to the restoration work. Those people were the next generation of hope, just the same as the ultimate students were.
Does Kokoro really count for that? What did she do? I haven't actually, like, outwardly stated it yet, but, kind of hate Kokoro from the little, like, visage we saw of her. Like, yeah. I already didn't really like her when she was basically psychology, not, like, real psychology, you know? Where she could, like, read people's minds and stuff. Can't do that. You can try to predict what they might do, but there's no way you can be like, I knew what you were thinking. I could tell you were a void because of these mannerisms. Like, no. I don't know. Just kind of bugs me. As a psych dude.
Mikado focused on that and the talent itself, and as such put everyone's age back to when they were in high school. In other words, you are virtually ultimate students. Or virtual ultimate students. You're only ultimate students here.
Come on, wait a second. A symbol of the next generation of hope? Does that include me?
Yeah, what did Yoruko do?
But I don't have any achievements that could earn me that talent.
She kind of looks like a teacher, maybe. You know? That would make sense.
You're too humble, Miss Kabuya. You certainly deserve the title. You were a counselor, correct?
Hey! So my favorite character gets to represent some real psychology. Not saying that, like, research psychology isn't real psychology, just that Kokoro's brand of it certainly wasn't.
Really? Well, I did some volunteering through the speaking skills I learned as a hostess, and became a psychologist. Of course, I gained a little recognition, but not to the extent of being called that.
It is through the counseling that Yoruko did that she began to stand out after the tragedy. She helped many people who were physically and mentally damaged by the disaster. And all for the small cost of nothing. Many people were suffering from PTSD, and thanks to Yoruko's hard work, they were able to get through their trauma. That got her the title of being the symbol of the next generation of hope.
Yoruko, that's awesome. Well, that being said, shouldn't I have been the ultimate counselor then instead? Why was I chosen as the ultimate hostess? That's not what I'm known for.
That makes the execution thing even more, poignant.
Your talent and memory were inextricably linked. If you were selected as the ultimate psychologist, your memories wouldn't sync well, since you weren't a psychologist at the time.
I guess that means Kokoro was. Also, is Kokoro, older than everyone? I don't know. Kokoro just gave me the vibe of someone who was older. Yeah.
So does that mean everyone else actually had a talent as well?
I wonder how old Shinji was. Oh, man.
Correct. Yuri was no different. He was famous in the space industry.
That means, hold on. That means Shinji was a firefighter in high school? Because he remembers his traumatic firefighting incident. It kind of makes sense if he's in Hope Peak Academy. Because those are, wild, out of the blue sort of periods.
Although I guess the fire could be caused by the tragedy.
But no, it doesn't go back that far. It's only been happening for, 5 or 6 years. I don't know.
A symbol of the next generation of hope. From some point, everyone began to call me that.
A considerable amount of time has passed since Hope's Peak shut down.
Okay, it was considerable. Alright.
And people were still desperate for hope. That's just how humans are. Just how mankind created religion. They needed something to believe in.
Uh-huh.
Humans are always hungry for hope, and they are afraid of despair.
Starting to sound like a certain Ben.
That's why they create symbols of hope.
When you said that, something came to my mind. Monocro, are you human?
Hmm?
When the killing school trip first started, I didn't know anything, and I thought there might be someone who controls you from behind the scenes. But as the story of the virtual world came out, and from Mikado's remarks, you seem to be more than someone being controlled when you were talking about your memories returning. If Monocro was created by Mikado specifically for this plan, it would be right to call you an artificial intelligence, right?
A swing and a miss. You were only half right this time. Of course I am an artificial intelligence, but I am not made by Mikado.
What? Then just who made you?
My real name is Yuri. Mikado hacked me into another program.
That makes a lot of sense. He was Yuri's, his rocket flight AI. So, that makes sense why he's a bird, is what I was gonna say.
Yuri? Wait, that's...
Yeah, I know, I read it. Using an independently developed AI called Yuri for space explorations. I read that earlier and just kind of glossed over it because I thought, it's just an AI of him, right? Like an alter ego of him because he has all the knowledge. But if he made, a separate program and still called it Yuri, that's very Yuri of him.
Monocro, you're Yuri's son?
Yes, I guess you could call the real Yuri my father.
Oh wow, my little quip actually made sense with what he said next.
Didn't I say? My purpose is to help humans. Originally, my purpose was to manage various flights. I must have been developed for that. Even though most of my data has been modified, I still have no memory of being the AI Yuri.
What? Why the hell is the AI created by
the Gagarin Chable? Chable? Is that a word? It looks like it could be.
Being modified for use in a killing game.
Gagarin family, corporation. Either of those would have worked. But I just got so blindsided by the word Chable. I don't know.
Mikado was extremely focused on efficiency. For him, Mr. Gagarin's AI had all the necessary conditions for his plan. I must have been the best way.
Best prey.
So he kidnapped Yuri and stole his artificial intelligence. That's what you're saying? So in summary, in addition, an AI created by the next generation of Hope would be fitting for his plan. This isn't a very fun story.
Well, I don't know all of Mikado's actions. All of the memories of me being the AI Yuri have been erased. I just went through with the killing game as programmed. But now that I know my identity, I can clearly remember what took place because of our program. Which is why I'm helping you both.
Neat. So now I actually can believe he's on our side for sure.
An unimaginable identity. What? Yuri was deeper in Mikado's plan than we had all thought.
Was that supposed to be... Was that supposed to be AI? Like an artificial identity? I don't know. I don't know if that sentence makes sense. Anyway.
But of course, Yuri is dead. He was also a victim. The scary thing is how someone executed all these large-scale crimes. But this was all done by a person called Mikado Sonoji.
Also, I should say it now, because it's been a while since I've had to, but I'm, like, calling out these grammar errors or whatever, but at the same time, like, this is a lot of text to go through, which is why I haven't even mentioned that, like, sometimes it clips into the side. And it's not easy to modify. I imagine it wouldn't be easy to modify a game that's made entirely in Korean. Like, you're trying to find the program files. You're like, why? So I don't really blame them. But I still have to point it out, because I have to read it.
Even after we got our memories back, we still don't know much about Mikado himself.
I had to say that for the Johnny Youngster stuff, too. Like, I'll poke fun at it a little bit, but it's still way better than anything I can do. So, you know, I'm in their debt.
Monocro, if you look at it, you're kind of also a victim of Mikado. It must have been hard for someone that was programmed for good purposes to do all that horrible stuff for Mikado like that.
Well, that's not exactly the case.
Huh?
This body is simply a programmed algorithm. I'm just an AI. I have no emotion. I can laugh, act gloomy, or get angry, not because of how I actually feel, but because I was programmed this way.
But
artificial intelligence is not humanity. As an AI, I have no feelings of guilt. The only person who's committed a crime is Mikado. However, distinguishing between the good and the bad, there's no function for that. I'm helping you now because I realize my original role, because that is what my algorithm says to do. An artificial person that acts on its own emotion and ignores algorithms, well, that would be called an alter ego.
Huh, okay.
You do not need to sympathize with me, or worry about me. You simply have to use me.
Don't put it like that, Monocro.
All I am is a tool to help humans.
A tool, I tell you, okay? Let Fuyuhiko go already.
Artificial intelligence that acts according to an algorithm. Monocro's actions are not based on emotion. They're simply deduced using his systems.
But even so...
I'm sorry. No, it's nothing. It would be meaningless of me to talk any longer. My role is soon to end anyway.
Was that really it? If his behavior is really just an algorithm, what did all of those other times mean?
Now, let us move to the second singularity. Time may be infinite, but not for us. You may feel dizzy between moves, so try to mentally prepare yourself before we begin.
Oh, okay, we're not moving yet. Good, because I need to save. Monocro's voice. When I made it, I was not expecting to be doing a huge lore dump in it. Oh, boy. Oh, well. I'm fine. Shift is the handbook. Okay. I wonder... I just want to look at this. I can't even move to more than one. Are there any presents saved in this? Oh yeah, we got some coconut juice. Some potato chips. Aloha t-shirt. Blue jeans. You can just buy somebody some pants. Maid outfit. Oh no. According to rumors, the set belonged to the Ultimate Maid. No! Cool glasses. Gag glasses. Pilot goggles. Oh, no. I wonder what Teruya's reaction to getting that would be. Would he love it or hate it? 100% silver. Gold ring. Wedding ring. Oh, jeez. Read it in private, please. I bet you Roha would like that. Digital camera. Pieces of candy. One candy tastes like snot. Gross. Springy toy. Most people get bored after 10 minutes and throw it in the trash. Well, that's not what happened with mine. I got so obsessed with springing it down the stairs and trying to get that to work because it never actually did that I ended up bending one of the springs and then it could never go back to doing that again. Ball gag. Like a dog for hilarious results. Your face would be ridiculously distorted. Yeah, totally. Ghost stones. Recently, AI programs seem to like it too. Huh. Old radio. Antique doll. Holy water. Turns out it's just tap water. Oof. Mysterious vial. Oh. Artist mannequin. The Shishishido. It doesn't make for a good weapon, but holds great historical value. Wow. Ami Faye. No. Misty Faye would like to talk to you about that. Book is said to hold a terrible curse that causes readers to die a few days later. Okay. Knife. Oh no. Why would you give that to anybody? Fountain pen? Used to draw questionable comics more than anything else. Okay. I bet you Nikkei would have liked that. Tissues. Kitchen knife. Hey, it's Sayako's. One wrong move and your finger will be part of the main course. These are good descriptions. I wonder if that's for Yoruko. It's kind of hard to tell. Rose in vitro. Hey, there we go. Just a gold bar. Worth 300 coins. We all know this thing looks pretty valuable to the untrained eye. Fashion magazine. Prominent with a former Hope Speak Academy student on it. Spear of Longinus. Sharper than it looks. Probably cut somebody's neck. Seems to be an obscure reference. I don't know what it is, so somebody could tell me probably. Hey, I wonder... Wow. Portrait depicting someone who seems to have lost all interest in life. Nothing is known of the artist or the person they painted. But they kind of look like Yuki. A woman's fantasy. Hajime's undergarments. Why do I have those? Setsuka, Kokoro, Emma's. Champion's belt. Oscar award. 8th note and 16th note hairpins. Ultimate notebook. Masquerade mask. Oh, so the masquerade mask. You don't get anything for clearing the final trial? You at least give me like a... what does this say? Shirt that's most suitable for being worn on a tropical island. Wearing it elsewhere might be a bit embarrassing, however. Nah, it's fine. Gives you like that surfer vibe.
I might try it, you know? Maybe.
Anyway, I don't know why I did that, but I got sucked into it, so you got sucked into it with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have to stop here. If I read anything else in Monocro's voice, I think my head is going to, like, drip out of my nose, you know? Like my brain. Because it's... I don't know if you've noticed, but it's made me super, like, snotty.
Just from talking through the back of my throat so much.
So, yeah. We will be back for Friday. See you then. Wink.